All right. Just working on setup. Because you always want to make sure you do your best and you have everything in together. Make sure I got my water. Still got conditioner in my hair. I just jumped out of the shower. So I'm spiritual coach Ari Mack. I basically help people connect to their inner self, their higher powers, so they can manifest, yeah, love, health, wealth, self-expression. And I do that with my knowledge of affirmations, aromatherapy, and astrology, which is I believe God gave us everything, and He gave us the senses to use it. But over lifetimes, we start believing more of a logical self or statistical self or, anything outside of self. And next thing we know, we have all this anxiety, all this fear. It's not easy to work through anxieties and fear, okay? Especially if you've had traumas and you have triggers. Those things don't go away overnight. No matter how hard you instantly try, it takes time. But your spiritual being is where you get your strength, your belief in yourself, and that confidence that you can get through this and keep moving to the next levels and grow at whatever rate you want to grow. That's my teaching. That's my jam. That's what I do. Because without your spiritual being, you're nothing. You're nothing. It's like a sandwich with no insides. It's there, but is it satisfying? Do you have a purpose? Do you have a meaning? And so I jump on here to share my knowledge and I'll give you some tidbits. Follow me, like me. I have programs. I have so many ways to connect. And that's what this is about, connecting, to strengthen our internal spiritual resistance so that we can reach the highest of the highest, whatever that is to you. Being a spiritual coach for over 15 years, almost over 20 years before my daughter was born. It wasn't something I thought about. It was something that just happened. I was always curious and I always had a very good intuition. Family and friends would always want to check in with me to ask me questions. I always studied astrology. Always studied astrology because I thought it was a good thermometer and I was right. When I started studying zodiac, I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And literally, I would go to the library and stay 6, 7 hours, pulling all the astrology books and doing everything by hand. hmm But I loved it because I thought it was just fascinating. It told me a lot. I grew up in the house of fire. My father was a Leo, my mom was a Sagittarius, my brother was an Aries. So that's the fire trilogy right there. I'm a Pisces sun sign. And what I learned, the more I studied, is that the sun is just one aspect of who you are and the depths of where your soul can be and where it can grow to. And as I started learning more about astrology, I started understanding energy. And when you learn how to use your energy in a positive way for yourself so that you can grow, that's where confidence, self esteem, just all the blessings just come because you're ready to receive them. So you're not fighting yourself anymore. You know, take one step forward, 3 steps back. I think we know the dance, right? So today I want to talk about Pluto beginning its retrograde in Aquarius. Okay, first and foremost, for those that don't know anything about astrology, every planet has a particular meaning and every sign has a particular purpose. When you put those together with the houses that it falls in, it gives you a little blueprint of who you are. We call it a natal chart, you call it a birth chart. From then on, as everything moves around you energetically, these aspects are still permanent because this is what you came down with, right? So it's just energies. When you look at astrology, for example, each planet has the capacity to go backwards except Earth, because that's our planet. And we, Earth and the sun and the moon, the closest ones to us can't do it, okay? But that doesn't mean the other planets don't get pulled in another flow. As they do, there is an effect because it is G force, it is energy. We do know that things are beyond our comprehension or explaining or explanations or understanding. So I use astrology along with aromatherapy and affirmations to bridge that gap because all the information we have is pretty much there's nothing new under the sun. We like to think things are new because we just discovered them again, but really there's nothing new under the sun. Egypt had a hell of a community. And before that, the Moors ruled Europe, ruled Spain for over 400 years. There's just a lot about our history we don't remember, or it's been kept from us for one reason or another. But you still have the innate ability to tune into yourself and to know what's right and wrong for your own personal growth. Now, because I study the different planets, I try to give you the abridged version, right? The concise, consolidated version. So basically, Pluto is the planet that normally rules Scorpio, and that's hidden behind the scenes, taxes, death, sex, the cult, all that good stuff. It's also healing, rising from the phoenix, powerful, other people's money. So Pluto has a lot of potentials, both good and bad, depending on how you use them. Well, we put the sun sign right now. Well, I didn't, but the universe put the sun sign of Aquarius in Pluto. That doesn't happen that often in lifetimes because Pluto's a slow moving planet. So just energy with Aquarius is humanitarian, electricity. Let's put it like this. When the sign of Uranus, the planet of Uranus, which rules the sign of Aquarius, was discovered, so was electricity. So they are everywhere, but you can't see them, but they are definitely electric. And you know you are Aquarius, you know you are. Anywho, with this beginning its retrograde, I think we're going to be doing some reviewing. Personally, I would ask everyone to just go over your personal goals and aspirations since we're at almost the halfway point of this year. And just check in to see are you moving in the direction that you wanted to move into. Because with Pluto moving backwards in Aquarius, it's going to be about where your contributions are or not working, and maybe where you need to pivot or reconsider, or maybe even put a new plan in place. It's just about a review. Because the more you review, the more you understand, because now you have more information. Before you were working in theory or idea, right? But now that you've had a little bit more experience, and since we're in May, why not just take some time out, sit down, and just think about what the heck am I really trying to accomplish this year? What is my goal? So that you can redirect and pivot your energy to that direction. Because that's what this is asking us to do is go inside and see what's going on in your humanitarian world. Like, are you creating the world that you want? Are you a part of the clique that you want to be a part of? You know, where are you at? And with Mercury, hold on, let's check into the stars, shall we? Okay, we know sun signs in Taurus. Happy birthday, all Tauruses. Mercury's also in Taurus. I do have a free report on Mercury in a Taurus, and that's my website, candlesbyari.com. Venus, planet of love, is in Aries. Mars, planet of action, is in Leo, another fire sign. Jupiter is in Gemini. Saturn is in Pisces. Uranus is in Taurus. Neptune is in Aries. And Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius. Goes direct on October 13th, just FYI if you want to know. Yeah, it's time to do some pivoting. And with Mercury being in Taurus, it gives you that foundation because that's very earthy. That is the only fixed earth sign in that trilogy, right? Because it's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Taurus actually rules possessions. Did y'all see that Scorpio moon a couple of nights ago? It was a full moon Scorpio. Oh my goodness. I made limoncello, I made lemonade, I made hibiscus, all from scratch. I was out there pulling lemons off my tree. It was like, oh, that Scorpio moon had me so creative. But my moon is in Scorpio. So that made sense why I felt like I needed to do something to parlay something to move forward. And I'm glad I did because now I got my little pantry set up. I got my little juices for the week, and I got some limoncello that I'm working on for the holidays. I'll see if it makes it that far. But nevertheless, it's with Mercury in the Taurus position, it's really time for you to slow down, get practical, and write some things out and think about the actual planning. Like, how am I going to do this? Which way is this going to go? Not just hope and pray, but who would you contact? Where would you go? What would that look like? How would that money come in? You know what I mean? Like, really get in there and own it right now. Because with Pluto being in Aquarius, it's going to give you that extra hidden juice because it's all about communicating with your higher power. Like, what am I down here to do? What is my purpose? Just think about that for a second. What is your purpose? You know, and it could be a caretaking position, it could be a loving position, but and then what do you want to do with it? See, that's why I created my programs online because I realized those are things you have to work on. And spiritual coaching is my jam because that requires you to go inside and see what was triggering you, what made you think this way. And I have a program called The Gap. It's the guided astrology program. And it's weekly updates specifically about what I think spiritually is going on in astrology, but it also gives you some aromatherapy suggestions, some affirmations. We got some bonus round stuff. I mean, it's about feeding your soul. And it's only $9.99, regular price $29.99, but that's less than $10 a week to get some information to bless your soul. Also, too, mindful guided meditation. I'm only going to do one this month. Is also coming up this Sunday, the 18th. So definitely join me on Sunday, May 18th, for mindful guided meditation. Okay, and it's all done through Zoom. So you got to just register at candacebarr.com. And even if you can't make it to class, don't worry about it. I do all of my I record all of my projects. So you can ask for a copy of that in audio form and I'll send it to you. Okay? Yay. All right. So Venus is in Aries. So what did I just say about taking care of yourself, tuning into self, doing something for self? Okay. Mars and Leo. See, that's fire. Fire with air. I mean, fire with earth sitting on top of it. So it's about planning and organizing and using that passion to get into the details of what it would take for you to do what you need to do. Because that Aries and Leo, it's squaring the Taurus, but not in a bad way. It just means you really need to think through what you're doing and not just put gas in the car and rev up the engine and just sit in the parking lot. You know, that's what that energy is. You get all this and then you just and you're prepared, but you do absolutely nothing with it. That's real talk. So you may want to spend a little time doing some reconnaissance, uh, literally maybe drive around to the locations, take a look, check out other people who are doing what you want to do. See how they did it. Talk to them about, if you can talk to them. Observe their story, learn, get into the nitties and the gritties. That's how you do that. And Jupiter being in Gemini, communications is off the chain. Now that's going to move on June 9th into Cancer, which is going to bring a lot of more nurturing out, a lot more wanting to take care of. Um, Cancer is a big sign, but it's a little bit of a roller coaster because if it doesn't have grounding, it's ruled by the moon. So the moon shifts every 2 to 3 days. So that's not a bad thing. Mom can be really, really cool, but you gotta know her rhythm. You gotta know what's up. Uh, Saturn is in Pisces. So Capricorns, you and Pisces are mated as far as you're being serious about your emotional condition and Pisces being serious about setting up structure. Uranus is in Taurus. I like the Uranus and Taurus because it's making us change physically. Like we're not being sedentary. I know we want to be sedentary, but if you think about everything that's happening, like even right now, we're connecting on the net all over the world. All over the world. That's some incredibly brilliant stuff. That's brilliant. And all you got to do is just listen, take from whatever is I'm giving you, become a part of the community, come to class, join the gap. Promise you, it's well worth the investment in your mental and spiritual well being. Okay. And when you're ready, we'll do a one on one, but we'll talk about that at a later time. Then Neptune in Aries. Before I go into the Pluto thing, Neptune in Aries just started. Takes Neptune like 165 years to go through a whole cycle. And I have to say, I think energetically, it's a time for us to spiritually get real sincere about what we believe in and the integrity behind it. Because Neptune, with all that water, rules Pisces. It's going to want some emotional connection, and that Aries needs to feel like they're a part of something. You need to feel like you're in a circle, that the energy is exchanging and flowing in and through you. So I think that's going to help us all shift into this Pluto, which is what this episode's about. Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. I always suggest you guys to drink your water. Let's start there. Hydration seems like it shouldn't be a big deal, right? Right. Hydration seems like that is very obvious. But in fact, you guys, a lot of us do not drink enough water during the day. Just plain water. You like tea, that's your business. You like coffee, that's your business. But a couple of cups of water in will replenish your body, flush out your kidneys, and protect your organs. Because fat gets stuck in there, guys, because it ain't got nowhere to go. The lubrication factor, it's water. Yeah, I know juices, all this other stuff, but liquid moving through. Do you see a theme? So please drink your water. Please. You'll be happy you did. How about a fruit? I've been talking about oranges a lot, about the citrus. So I got some tangerines, some cuties. I have totally destroyed this bag. It's like, but the vitamin C, you guys, the vitamin C that's in this little fruit can sustain you for a day or two. You know how important that is for your nervous system? Vitamin C can keep you from showing your ass, man. And that's important. Not to mention, you can actually use the skin as zest. You can dry it out, you can put it to the side, and it blends with everything because it disintegrates. And these are thin skinned. So it doesn't even take a lot to just grab one and keep going. And the color speaks for itself because that's creativity. That's the universe giving you creativity. So take some time and just drink your water and grab some fruit. And then think about what you're affirming to. Like, what are you really saying? Are you making positive statements to yourself and others? I mean, you could tell because whatever you say comes back to you. So are you saying mean-spirited things? Are you saying thoughtful things? Are you not saying anything at all? I mean, because, it's energy, guys. It's energy. And just start thinking about, do you have a damning personality? Like you always think nothing's going to work out. Do you believe that nothing's ever going to change for you? I mean, it's important that you know these things about yourself so you know how to work to your next level. Does that make sense? Because you can go to a bunch of doctors and they'll give you as much help as they can. But ultimately, what I'm saying about your spiritual feeding is going to come up again. Now, we have some solutions for those things. Starting with getting enough sleep. Yes, You can do that one pretty much on your own, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Just try to give a power nap in, or try to find a way to just still the mind and the body and just relax. Just breathe. I try to do my yoga at least 2 or 3 times a week. I am looking for a yoga studio. Pray for me to find the perfect yoga studio because I miss the teachings, I miss the group activities, and it's something that helped me become better as a yogi. So pray for me to have that. All right, so this week for my air signs, luck is with you guys right now, but make sure you are being clear in what you're asking for. So that's my Geminis, my Libras, and my Aquarius. So luck is with you right now. Just be careful about what you are asking for. I'm going to be clear about what you're asking for, okay? So it can come to pass. Earth. Hey now. This is an excellent time for you to go over goals and aspirations. Earth, you're in rare form. You can truly make a huge, significant difference in your life right now. Because with Mercury being in Taurus and the Sun in Taurus, it's so much Earth and it's giving you that extra energy because Uranus sitting in Taurus as well. So you got a lot of extra force. You just got to figure out how to use it, okay? All right. And that's for my Earth, which is my Taurus, my Capricorn, and my Virgos. Okay, because it's grounding time. Now my fire. Where my fire at? Hey, hey, hey. That's my Leos, my Aries, and my Sagittarius. Your intuition's on point. I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys, if you just listen to your intuition and don't trip too hard and go with your first gut, fire, because you got all the fire. I mean, Venus is in Leo. Excuse me, Venus is in Aries. Mars is in Leo. So that's already two of the three trilogies, like of the three planet of the three signs already there. So take advantage of it. But let me just say this, fire. Make sure you're clear in that attention. Whatever that is, just make sure it's clear. There's no misunderstandings and you're good with it because you'll have to deal with the outcome, good or bad. Okay. And my water. This is my Cancer, my Pisces, and my Scorpio. Challenges are going to pop up. Because you're feeling all this earth practicality. It's time for you to just kind of unpack some old bullshit. Yeah, I mean, for water signs, they tend to relive something emotionally. They tend to, think about, the aspect that happened to them again, and they start tripping. So, I would say Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. This would be a good time for you to do a purge, baby. I mean, just go through, get rid of old stuff that reminds you of old stuff. You can box it away, give it away. That's your discretion. Okay. But it's time to let go of bullshit. It really is because you have so much opportunity coming up, good or bad, because Jupiter's going to move into Cancer in June, July, and that's going to kick in for all water signs, especially Cancers. So it's just time for you to challenge yourself, water babies, to be a better version of yourself. Yeah. And that's all you got to do is make the effort. Don't get caught up in the heads of hows, the whys. You just make sure your side of the street is cleaned and that you've made every effort to do the best that you can. That's all Spirit ever asks you. And just see how that feels. Now, I have another question for you guys that's completely unrelated to astrology. I heard it was National Chocolate Chip Day. If somebody knows if that's true, would you hit me up in the chats? Just is it true today is National Chocolate Chip Day? Because I didn't get a chance to do the research, but one of the companies that I interact with sent me that, and I was like, "Is that some bullshit?" Because they have holidays for everything, and I honestly, guys, I can't keep up. So let me know in the chat if you've heard anything about National Chocolate Chip Day. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to go to candlesbyari.com. Check out the free Mercury and Taurus report. We also have another one, Mercury and Aries. You can take that one too. And I even have a free affirmation for you. Okay, it's all free. Now, I would suggest that you come to class on Sunday with the mindful guided meditation and definitely become a part of the GAP, the Guided Astrology Program. It's only $9.99 to start, and then it's only $29.99 a month. But the information comes in audio and video because we're developing Yes, I just started a month and a half ago, but my VIPs are doing well. And I'm ready to expand more. So look for more information. And I just want you guys to bridge the gap, between your prayers and your meditation and your manifestation. And that's where you just got to get real serious about your contributions or not so good contributions to your own well being. Is the glass half full? Is the glass half empty? That's where you got to kind of figure out where's my mindset. And if the glass is half full, cool beans. But if it's half empty, what can we do to fill it up? See, there's no wrong way to eat a Tootsie Roll. It just depends on wherever you start. Okay? So let's make sure we're doing some orange this month. Okay? You got the little cuties. And here's another one of my favorite orange items, peaches. I found these at Costco. Oh my goodness. These suckers are so refreshing. And they're pretty much natural as far as the ingredients go. But orange makes me tickle pink, low in calories. Girl, I'm on point with my diet. I'm losing inches and then weight and then inches and weight because I am paying attention to what I'm eating. So, just saying. This month, the Candles by Ari, we're featuring the pink rose candle in 16 ounce. Now, this candle, we gave it up for mom because it's mom's month, right? But this comes with an affirmation that has worked for many, many moons. Please check it out at candlesbyari.com. It's sweet pea. It's Mm, I wish, and I keep always saying this, I wish I had smell-o-vision. It's okay. We'll have some events at some point in the future where we can send out stuff and connect with you guys. But check out candlesbyri.com. Look at the candle of the month. Okay. We do rotation. I only make 9 colors, but if you go to the color page meaning, you can look at all the different meanings that I have come up with over the years. Okay. And candle of the month, mindful meditation class, gap. Uh, yeah, I think I uncovered everything. And also getting enough sleep. Let's talk about that for a minute. Pluto going in this retro, the biggest thing I can tell you to do is make sure your sleep is consistent. Get at least 6 hours. If you have to go down, or if you can't go full 6, then do increments of 2 or 3. Make sure you're giving your body a chance to regenerate. Give your mind and body a chance to reconnect. Every day at the end of the day, our bodies are exhausted from whatever the hell we put it through. But our body and our mind, they need that opportunity to redirect, to reassess, to reorganize. And with Pluto also dealing with hidden stuff and behind the scenes, it wouldn't be a bad thing if you didn't take care of your mental and spiritual well being. Sleep is the best way to get that. Natural sleep. There's plenty of commercials about it, there's plenty of products you can take for it, but you have to make sure that that's the point, is to get enough sleep. Okay? That in itself, my hands keep itching. Hands keep itching. Because I know I got all this stuff happening and it's good. I'm blessed and highly favored, and I thank Spirit. I thank Spirit. And I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for following and liking and commenting and sharing. Yes, yes, yes. Please keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. We have to create a strong, positive network of prayer and meditation, you guys. You can feel when you're by yourself, but you can also feel when people are sending you love and light. And that's what we have to do for ourselves, to send ourselves that love and light so we can be of service to others. Put the mask on you first. Make sure you're okay before you throw yourself into the end of the pond, as they used to say, before you can swim, just throwing yourself in the end. Okay? Give me some likes and give me some hearts. Show me, show me, show me, and follow me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your comments, your suggestions, more importantly, hearing how positive things are happening to you. And that's my prayer. I have a little crystal world, and I just recently got a crystal universe. Both were gifts. And I keep those close by every night, and I pray for all of us. I pray for all of us. I even have a prayer circle once a week. I'm on another prayer circle with my auntie every other week. I'm praying, you guys. I am praying, praying, praying. But you know what? Spirit hears me. My prayers have always been answered. And my prayer for you is to find your health, because that's the number one thing to start, your wealth, so that you have more than enough, your love, both loving yourself and having loving people and partnerships and self-expression. That you can find a way to put yourself out in the universe in a positive way for you that makes you feel good on the inside. All right. Well, this is spiritual coach Ari Mack. I'm gonna sign off today because I still got a lot of get some things done, but I wanted to jump on here. TikTok, I come on every Tuesday, Thursday, and then I jump on randomly the rest of the week. For sure, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm live on TikTok, so look for me there. And I'm live here on YouTube once a week on Thursdays. And if I skip, I do put up something just to make sure we keep that energy flowing. So definitely connect. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, the whole. So I thank you guys so much for taking time out and listening to me to this live broadcast. Don't forget to check out candlesbyari.com. Get yourself into the GAP program, meditation classes this Sunday, the 18th. Join, okay? Don't fall in the gap. Know that you are blessed. See you next time. Peace. Okay. Oh, there you go. Bye.